Hello, welcome everyone to this day 4 of the 12th Alliance Tournament. This is CCP Fozzie, and I'm joined by Apothony, and
Hello.
we're going to be bringing you the first match of the day between Razor Alliance and Inelectable. As a reminder, every single match today is in the elimination bracket. These are all teams that lost last weekend, which means that if they lose one more time, they're out of the tournament. So every team today has their back against the wall. And we've got some pretty impressive setups, especially from Inelectable. I really love their setup. I don't know how well it's going to work, but it definitely pushes all the right buttons for me. They have brought their flagship Armageddon. River in the Armageddon for the Inelectable team is flying their flagship with an Astarte and a Neros, 3 Demoses, 2 Heretics, a Malediction, Tyrannus, and 2 Herons, and those are rails on the Astarte and the Demoses. So these are going to be skirmishing rail ships. I'm really looking forward to seeing how all those work out.
Realmost indeed. And on the Razor side, we have a kind of more standard Gila setup with some Serbs and then some probably damp Merlins. I think one of the big stories of how this match flips is whether or not the Serbs can kill the Heretics before they kill their own Merlins. And we do have the match starting. It looks like we've got drones dropping, the drone of choice being Warriors and Infiltrators for Razor heading across the match now. Lots of damp spreading across. We're going to see where damage gets applied first. Looks like Nanaki in the Merlin is already starting to take damage, but in the Neros for Inelectable already blasting through its shield.
Yeah, he's taking a lot of damage, and one of the Demoses for Inelectable is at 0 speed. That might suggest that he could have disconnected or gone AFK. I don't know what's going on. That Neros is, Neros is shield tanking. He has a local shield booster, but he's still dropping very fast.
It looks like the Deimos are running medium armor repair bots. That's going to help the Neros so much. But having said that, it's already in a 3rd armor, and it's going in. It's bleeding structure, Fozzie.
It is taking big chunks of structure as it gets regen through the armor. We do have a Crow knocked off the field from Razor Alliance, but that Neros is just barely holding on to life.
By the skin of its teeth, the Crow pops for the Razor team. I wonder what they're going to try and shoot at next on the Razor team, but for now, that Neros is hero tanking.
Yes, Razor Alliance needs to get a tackle on that Neros to be able to take him down faster. It would have been dead by now if they just get a web on it. It is managing to outrun some of these drones, so if it can keep moving like this, then it might be able to survive long enough for Inelectable to get another couple kills. But they need to take advantage of this time.
One of the things you need to be aware of is that the Serbs are going to hit their reload cycle too, removing a ton of DPS on the field. Looks like they're trying to start taking down one of the Heretics of the Inelectable team. But, I mean, that DPS on that Neros, that was everything that the Razor team had to throw at them. And that's going to be only available for half the match. Looks like the Malediction now for Inelectable dropping, as well as a Heretic, saving those Merlins, keeping them alive, putting both teams down to 11 versus 11 again.
The Neros is still taking damage, but he's actually holding on quite well. I am seeing some fire going onto the drones. Inelectable is shooting the drones to at least a certain extent, but it looks like they're not getting much damage applied to anything else. The heal of the boss is taking some damage, but he's being repped just fine right now. As the Neros drops into structure again, and I don't think he's going to be able to pull back from this one.
Oh, come on, Paragoda, come on!
As I say that, though, he gets a reload on his ASB.
Man.
He's got a reload on his ASB, so he did get a boost there, but I don't know if the next one's going to come fast enough.
This entire match is just this Neros just being insane. Like, it's so close to death. Like, we just need to stop and just wait. Like, I don't know what I want to say, because I know
as it's going down, Teabag Cerberus is also taking a lot of damage. So Teabag Cerberus is currently being neuted. There you go. The Neros is down.
The Neros is down.
That first Cerberus, he is getting neuted by the Geddon. That's Flag Geddon with extremely long-range newts, which means he can't move very fast, but he's holding on quite well. There's a lot of great repping being done by Lightshot, the Razor Scimitar, and he's keeping most of his team alive very effectively.
Yeah. Now we see the Inelectable team starting to drop without their Logi to help them out. We've got another Heretic about to go down as well. The final one, the Tyrannus, also taking shots. I mean, this is what a Gila team really needs to get rid of. You need to get rid of that tackle, because then you can just whiz around the bigger ships all day long. And I think this Flag Armageddon from Inelectable is not long for the world.
Yes, it is going to be in very big trouble without the remote reps to keep it alive. The Razor team very smartly hasn't decided to jump on that shiny flagship. They're just going to take apart the Inelectable team bit by bit, going after the most vulnerable targets first, clearing off the frigates. Then they're actually probably going to take down this Astarte or the Demoses, try to knock off something that's going to clear some DPS off the field, and then save probably the Armageddon for last, which is going to be a little bit of insult added to the injury for this Inelectable team.
I think one of the philosophies that's very important in the Alliance tournament is when you get ahead, don't try to win. Try to get more ahead
Well,
instead.
you also tried to keep your scimitar alive, and Lightshot
That
is
is
taking
true.
a lot of damage right now. He is looks like getting hit by the railguns. He's in great optimal range of these railguns right now. If he drops, then it would still be almost impossible for an Electable to come back. But this is definitely what an Electable needs to do if they want to try to pull out a
Yeah,
miracle.
Razor pulling out a really solid victory here. Taking down the Simi would be nice
Mhm.
for an Electable to kind of show they're still putting up a fight. And it is dropping down to structure.
Yep.
Looks like it will go down by the end of the match. But a really nice victory by Razor. I mean, it's kind of sad that kind of a more off-the-wall setup from Electable died. But, you know, off the wall is off the wall. You've really got to know what you're doing when you stray from the norm.
So that is Lightshot Scimitar down, but while he died, 2 Demoses got killed for an Electable. So now the third Demos is going to be following, and Razor Alliance, even without their logistics, should be able to pick apart the remaining 2 ships for this Electable team once the Demos goes down.
Yeah, those warriors falling through. I mean, looks like the drones are having a bit of a hissy fit. Some of them are falling behind the Deimos they're trying to kill at the moment. But no, there we go, catching up. Still damps being applied all over the place by the Merlin, but now we're just in cleanup mode for the Razor team. They've got to be happy with that win.
Yes, yeah. I mean, at this point, again, every single match is a do or die match. Inelectable with this loss will be eliminated from the 12th Alliance tournament, so hopefully we'll see them back for the 13th, but that's going to be the end of their run here. Razor, meanwhile, gets to stay around till next weekend where they'll be facing another elimination match, and they're going to have to be bringing out their big guns in every single match, and they did a good job of it here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the Razor flagship is the Raven State. I'm not convinced we're going to see that this tournament.
Would it be so amazing if they did,
Oh
though?
my
I would
God, it'd be
love
so
to
good.
see that ship.
Like, when was the last time we saw Raven State in AT? Would have that been like in the days of Band of Brothers or something?
No Raven State has ever shown up in the AT. The Raven State issue was the prize from the Third Alliance tournament. There was Raven State issues and Tribal Tempest given out, but no Raven State issue has ever been used in a tournament. They're all safely locked away in people's hangars. One got stolen once, but then given back to its owners. But that's a story for another day. As we see this Armageddon dropping through armor, he of course has that big battleship tank, but it's only a matter of time now. The Razor team has a whole 3 minutes and 45 seconds to kill him. They're going to easily be able to finish him off in this time, and we'll get to see how shiny that kill mail is.
Yeah. I mean, Waffles got a little derision when we lost ours last weekend because it wasn't the most expensive fit in the world. I'm interested to see. I mean, how many flagships have been lost so far? It's only 2 or 3, isn't it?
It's only a couple, but we're probably going to see more. I do expect we're going to see a lot of flagships today because, again, teams are up against the wall. Every match is do or die. And every time you win a match in this tournament, of course, you get prizes for each match that you win in the form of rattlesnake blueprints. And if these teams can win today and then win one more match next weekend, they're going to get into the Plex round too and be guaranteed Plex prizes. So getting these early wins are very important for these teams as we see that Armageddon dropping down. The Armageddon is a very popular flagship, partially because I think it actually is an extremely effective flagship even on a budget. You don't need to spend a lot of money as we see that Armageddon explode for Armageddons to be really, really effective flagships. You can just stick a couple of Imperial Navy newts on them and you've actually got a ship that it does something other tournament ships can't do, but doesn't break the bank in the process. We'll have to see when that kill mail gets posted, whether Inelectable followed the kind of Waffles cheaper route or whether they went a bit more blingy. But that is the end of the match. Razor Alliance with a very solid victory over Inelectable, and they'll be staying in this tournament and coming back next weekend. And we'll be back in just a few moments for Affirmative versus Choke Point.
You want to stay up to date on the market? You spend most of your time blowing stuff up, but you want to know why Plex are so damn high? Then watch EVE Talk, your weekly look at the market in EVE Online. EVE Talk with me, the Lone Wolf, every Saturday, only on YouTube.
Have sort of a poisonous leadership. Poisonous leadership. Poisonous leadership.